Emmy Show.
You're listening to the all-new Blessed Beats Radio, and you're tuned into the Not So Christian in Me Show, the show that is faith-based, edgy, and funny, where we let everything out on the table without shame and a no-judgment zone, so that we are able to help each other be better Christians. I'm your host, Southern Girl Denise.
And I'm your co-host, Kyra Harris.
And I'm your co-host, OPJ Elba.
What's up, you guys? You guys are tuned into the Not So Christian and Me Show. I'm your host, Southern Girl Denise, and today we have a special guest on the show, and his name is Jordann Dwayne. I'm about to bring Jordan up. What's going on, Jordan?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I know we had some little problems earlier, but we got that all straightened out.
Gotta get everything straightened out, before we get rolling, man. Keep it smooth. It's going down.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for being our special guest today.
Man, thank you for having me. I appreciate y'all so much.
No problem. Now, before we get started, we always ask our guests to play a little game, and this week's game is called Two Truth and a Lie. So basically, you're going to tell us two truth and one lie, and I have to figure out which one is the lie.
I got it too. Hold on, I had to write it down so it's perfect. Hold on, yeah. Okay, hold on. In no particular order, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
The first one, I was gonna go to the military, but I have asthma. I won $12,000 on the lottery, and I just kept it real quiet. That's the second one. And the third one is I was in a rock band when I was in junior high.
You won $12,000 and you kept it quiet.
Oh yeah, that's completely the lie. That's okay.
That's a lie. Because if you kept it a secret, why would you tell me? So
that is the whole truth.
That's what I do. I knew that one was a lie.
Like no, we work for every dollar.
Like that was true. I was like, let me hold a little something. If that was true, I would have been like, let me hold a little something.
Hey, I wish I could. If I had lottery, we all be winning. I promise.
Right. All right, next up we have our blessing segment, and basically we always ask our guests to tell us one blessing of the weekend or the week that you want to share with us.
Man.
So what would be one of your blessings?
Man, honestly, with everything going on, I would definitely say the one blessing in itself is just being healthy and being alive. You know what I'm saying? With everything going on, a lot of people separated from being away from their family and everything. The blessing in itself is just being able to be alive and be healthy with everything going on right now.
So amen to that. You're right about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, my blessing of the weekend is being able to go to the store. It was kind of semi-back normal, which I kind of kept the faith. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. So I got a chance to do a little bit of shopping to try to be a little normal with a mask on.
Yeah, but that might be the new normal for a while, but that's
right.
Healthy,
Right. That's what everybody been talking about. That's the new normal, going on with these masks. Yeah, it's crazy, but right. And in China, that's normal, with them to wear those masks. But now the United States have to wear it, so it's pretty crazy. But I kept the faith. Right. I'm keeping the faith.
I'm sorry, what you say?
No, I say I'm keeping the faith to know that it'll pass real soon. So I'm just keeping up the faith, which brings me to today's Bible scripture. It comes from Hebrews 11:6. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. So I'm definitely seeking God during this time, and I know that he's going to make everything better again, through time, through this season.
Absolutely.
If you guys would like to submit a prayer request, check in the chat box below and click on the link if you guys want to submit your prayer request. Now that we got our praises and stuff out the way, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Who is Jordann Dwayne? For those who don't know you, tell us a little about Jordann Dwayne.
Jordann Dwayne, who am I? Who is he, man? I like to call myself a creative entrepreneur. I spend a lot of time and my focus on creating and making that work for me. You know what I'm saying? As far as taking care of paying everything. So with that being said, I'm actually a musician, but I have a jewelry brand as well, a clothing brand as well that all kind of ties into each other. And with my new book that I just wrote, is that a word? Just had written and published and everything. It really brings everything to the table that anything is possible within our brain. I don't know if my time went out.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, okay. Were you able to get that? Did you get me?
It broke. It was breaking up at the end.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
Just
okay.
basically being able to keep everything, like I said, with being a creative entrepreneur, you just want to basically be able to have anything you put your creative touch in come together and help everybody. So with that being said, like I said, I just wrote my first book, and that's just kind of to bring everybody together. You know what I'm saying? Motivation in these crazy times once again. So it's just what I like to consider myself is just really a creative entrepreneur. I don't have no actual titles though.
Okay, so tell us about all the entrepreneur stuff that you're doing because you told me a few things. So go over that. I know that you are a rap artist. You have a book that's coming out, and you have a jewelry company, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did I miss anything?
No, I mean that's the beef of it. Yes, man. Like, it's crazy. I like to definitely do get back events like charity events. You know, we do our yearly toy drive, but it's basically one of those things that is I'm building a brand to where I can hire like in the near, you know what I'm saying, 10, 15 years, hire as many people as we can in their field to really thrive. So I just started my publishing company under Imperial Panache Jewel Co., which is how we got the book published. But Imperial Panache is actually Imperial Panache Inc. is the whole father brand company. So under that we have the jewelry entity, and with that I have all my people. You know, I hire on. That's what I like to say. I hire on people. So I'm working with a lot of really good producers and engineers and stuff like that to do the music and stuff like that. And when we do that, it's just a matter of bringing on people, keeping everybody in their field and happy because they stay paid. So it's a winning is a team sport. So we built this to where it's like everybody wins, everybody's happy, everybody keep going forward.
So everything is pretty much all under one umbrella. How you have it
Yes,
set up.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell us about your book concept. How did that come about?
Oh man, it was crazy. Everybody, it's called Ambition of a King, Success Secrets. But
Okay.
it's just yes, man. With everything going on, like I said, I wanted to give everybody that little bit of light. It's crazy. I spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos and motivational, inspirational blogs. I like to read a lot too. So I was like, that's the one thing that kind of hit me is like people in our generation, they really don't like to read, but they definitely not gonna write. So it was one of those things. I had the time. We had time. We had a lot of downtime. Anyway, I know some people like to do whatever they do in their downtime, but I don't like being bored. So I was really motivated to do something that could reach beyond once these days is past. You know what I'm saying? Something to really show for like this is what what I'm saying I did do the downtime, but it's all really just to motivate people to keep going forward. Everything is just a positivity. That's why it's called Success Secrets. Just that little bit of motivation. You put together to keep people going.
So what helps your book stand out from the rest from other books that has a similar topic?
Man, that's a good question. Honestly, it's just it's a more of a home feeling. When you deal with a lot of people that you go to the bookstore and you see these big name titles and they're all good because I'm a big reader. I got a big bookshelf myself, but you don't personally know none of these people. You may see them online, you may hear them online, but it's not one of those things that they really hard to reach out to. They're really hard to get a hold of. Me, I'm accessible through all my outlets, whether it's music or what I'm saying, doing jewelry or any kind of business or consultation towards anybody. And it's one of those things that it's like it's an icing on the cake to people. It's not just like, hey, I write a book. Bye. First we do business. You understand what I'm coming from, and then I can explain to you like, hey, I got a book. This is how this all come together. So when they see it, it's like, wow, if he can do something like that, I can do something like that. And it's more than just talking about money or anything like that. It could apply for like a nurse or a doctor or just anybody going through anything what they're going through at the time.
Okay, so when did your book was published?
It was published last week actually, but it actually dropped yesterday. It's on Barnes and Noble, and it's
Oh,
on. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
congratulations. Now, is
Thank
this
you
your
so
first
much.
book? This your first
Yes, ma'am.
book?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. This is a big milestone for you. So I know you're definitely excited about that.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
how
ma'am.
you been promoting your book?
Man, just doing a lot of it's crazy with everything going on, just really a
Mhm.
lot of internet pushing, I know we're gonna get a couple signs up. I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. I'm not really yet. We don't really know the details of everything, but we got a new marketing firm that we're working with. I got a big homie, Joey Reed. Shout out to Joey, man. He's helping us do a lot of the organizing and campaigning and stuff. But just heavy internet marketing right now because everybody's at home on their phones. Really, that's why everybody's paying attention to their phones and this and that. So it's just a constant push, constant push.
If you could describe your book for somebody that want to purchase your book with 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Oh, the summary: discipline, sacrifice, and courage.
Oh, say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Discipline, sacrifice, and courage.
I like that. I like that. And you was ready for that one.
Oh yeah, no, that's crazy. That's the first 3 words on the summary. I was like, how do you sum it up in 3 words, just like that?
Okay, for those of you guys who are tuning in, we're talking to Jordann Dwayne about his book that just dropped last week, right? And we also talking about his music career, and we're talking about his jewelry business. So if you guys want to jump into the conversation, feel free to drop a message in our chat box. We get those questions answered. We're going to keep the conversation going. I want to talk to you about your music career, because the video that you sent me, it was an MTV placement. Tell us about that. How did that come about?
Man, well, shout out to Nostalgic Records. I'm really tied into a lot of people out in California. I ended up going on tour and then just really tapping in with a lot of people in California. And I ran into a friend who was like, you always meet a lot of people like, my uncle does this, my grandpa does. And he was actually one of the people whose uncle really who meant who he said. So, we ended up getting cool, and he plugged me in with his uncle, and he was one of the main A&Rs for, like I said, MTV, VH1, BET. And with that going on, he just, it was really a blessing that he really helped me get in with everything and got the placement, and that just kept me pushing.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. So tell me a little bit about your song Godspeed.
Man, tell me a little bit about that. Yes, ma'am. Shout out to Major League Beats. It was just one of those beats. It's crazy. I actually found it on YouTube, and we ended up connecting like a few months later. I'm gonna say a few weeks, but a few months later, actually after it was placed on MTV, I reached out to him. We got all the legal paperwork and everything worked out, and we really been tight. And that's when I'm actually about to drop my new EP. We're working on a project right now, but shout out to Major League Beats. And it was just one of those things that when you heard it was like, this is it. So when I heard the beat, it really came. I don't even say beat. When I heard the instrumental, it all came together really, really quick.
For people that don't know your type of music, can you describe your music?
I would definitely say now what we pushing towards more, everything is like spoken word, high energy, spoken word, positivity,
That's what we need, positivity. Speaking of positivity, we're gonna play your video Godspeed now.
Hey, thank you. That's all. This is what it is.
I said, Lord, I see it. I appreciate the vision. Just forgive how I adapted to what I was left in. Never lost humility, made a way to the crown. Keep me human, never lost faith. Jordan vibe is gonna remain constant, yeah. The world of ideas is superior to the physical one, yeah. Broke seeing my niggas shine, Lord, what am I doing wrong? 6 a.m. I get a car, take gone. 4 o'clock, camera gone. My back against the wall, he throws his phone. Tranquility, the world moving so fast. Talking to my reflection, the only one that's gonna remind me. What you see is never fully what's happening. To take for granted is to walk 50-50 and claim a high probability. So committed to this, it feel like it's my responsibility. Godspeed. Natural patience when years is on the line. Thank you to the highest Jordann Dwayne release when signed on the line. Real mama's boy, I ain't gon' lie, that girl made me smile. She said fine, we'll make you happy and let it love you till you die. The game is staged till we in a better place in the sky. Innovate when it ain't no light. Martin Luther, right? Godspeed. Godspeed. Godspeed.
All right, I like that. I like that. Where did you do the video at?
I'm sorry?
Where did you film the video? Where did you shoot the video? I'm sorry. Where did you shoot it at?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Downtown Houston.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's cool. That's cool. So how long you been rapping?
Man, it's crazy. Since I was 13, but taking it seriously, I say about the last 3 years.
Okay. And I can definitely see that spoken word up in there. I like that. That's dope. Now, do you ever go and do spoken word?
It's crazy. My one of my assistants, he one of my good friends, he helps me out do a lot of things just on the business side. Literally, I would say about a week before the city locked down, we found a nice poetry spot. And the week, I think the Tuesday we were supposed to go go see it. Like I think like that Monday everything locked down. So not technically, no. I've been to like jazz spots, but I've never actually been to a poetry sit down. I haven't.
Okay, okay. I think you will be really good in that whole platform. And I got a lot of connects. So I definitely get you linked up with a couple of people that I know that work in that's in that industry. Now, I wanted to ask you, have you ever worked with a producer that wanted to change your style of rapping?
Well, it's crazy you said that. Like I said, I work with Major League Beats now, really tough, and I wouldn't say change, but he's definitely molded me a lot more. Giving me pointers on what to do, where to slow down, where to speed. Like just the technical aspects, and on the business side too, but in the actual music of like, try this instead of that, put this instead of that. You know what I mean? And we got some records that we working on, and it's definitely a lot different than where I was. I would definitely say, especially coming from like high school to going to college, and then the phase in between there to now is just a big, 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 big separation gap. So definitely.
Okay. Now, if you were offered a record deal with a major record label, would you take it and why?
It depends. Okay, three things. A, it depends on who it is. B, it depends if they let me keep my publishing and mastering because I have all of mine. And then you said who would it be? Or you said why?
Yeah. I was like, why? Yes.
For the marketing and the networking, I don't like to say, like we use people, that's not why. But with a record label, it's one of those things that like the way that I'm building my brand and everything. Soon I don't see the point of signing my life away to a label. It's like it's one of those things that it's like they can only help with a certain aspect of things once you have the lock on everything for yourself taken care of. So, if it was a certain labels I love. So yeah, absolutely. But not it have to be the right stipulations with the contract. I'm not just signing no contract though.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yes, ma'am.
Why do people prefer independent record labels versus a major record label?
Man, if they understand the power of their publishing, and if they know music is what they want to do, and they're going to keep building their brand and want to keep going strong, and it may not even just necessarily be in music, because you may do a really good record and do something else in the business world, or being a people person that could really help that record. Well, if you're not even owning the masters behind that, the power of you owning your masters is limited. It's infinite. I'm sorry, that's your kids' money, your kids' money. So you're giving that away just for that little initial $1 million up front, $500,000 up front. It's not worth it. You can make that on your own. You learn the business. It's all a business. So just depending on how you want to juggle it.
Right. That's good that you know that business side, because a lot of artists get into the business and they just be signing off on all kind of stuff. They don't know the business side. They don't know what they're signing off on. So that's good that you have that background. That's saving yourself, especially in the long run. That's really good. So, what advice could you give other artists that's trying to get to where you at?
Be okay with falling and failing and keep going. Like, don't let that. Like, I'm not. I'm farther than where I thought I would be when I started with this, and I'm still not where I want to be. And that's just realizing I shot for a goal that wasn't high enough that I achieved. And it's like, when you really break down why people do music, 98% of them just want the fame. And fame is not even what most people are ready for. So, when you realize what you want to do music for, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Make sure what you're doing it for aligns with your actual character. You're not just doing it just for the money, the stuff that comes with it, because that tears people apart. Fame will tear people up. So it's deep, know why you're doing it.
I'm glad that you mentioned the money part, because that was leading into my next question. Do you do the music for the money, or do you do the music because you really, you're really trying to touch somebody's life, with your lyrics?
Absolutely. For the music. I mean, for the music, not the money. So I was like, I started when I was 13, and I thought when I was 13 I was just gonna blow up. It didn't work like, and that's when I was first started rapping. Like rapping wasn't cool. Going to the studio wasn't cool. Like nobody was. It was 3 or 4 rappers at my school. Now everywhere you look, everybody want to rap. Everybody want to do this in the music. It was like when I was doing it, it was nobody rapping. Yeah, you had your, like I said, it was maybe 3 or 4 people in my whole school who rapped. And that was in 2008, 2007. So it's always been about trying to actually get people to understand. Like I got something to tell you. I really want you to listen. And growing up through that and making better music, it's definitely gotten deeper in that too. It's definitely all about the music.
Right. Now, how do you feel about one hit wonders? They out for a minute. They just wanted to get that one hit and they good.
It depends on. I mean, I respect them. I can't disrespect nobody in the game. I respect them. For the sense of like, if that's really what they wanted to do, that money, the money, they could save that. Some people are happy with getting just that one little amount of money that the record label may get to them, and that's cool for them. That's made all they wanted. Unless they were really pushing to make more records. Sometimes a one-hit wonder is just what it comes out to be, because it's hard to make a follow-up record that's as good as the original record. So having a one-hit wonder sometimes it don't need to be on purpose. So you can't be mad at them. It comes with part of the game. Everybody's trying to work to get better. So, but the people aiming for one-hit wonders, it just work out like that. Some people hit the grand slam, some people hit it the first base. You never know. You got to keep going hard. So some people they want that. That's if they achieve that just to get the money into the status. That's hey. Pride to them, joy to them, success to them. Yes,
For those of you guys who are just tuning in, we're talking to artist Jordann Dwayne about his music career. If you guys want to tap into the conversation, do so at this time. You guys can post your comments or your questions below in the chat box. We're going to keep the conversation going. I wanted to know what would be negotiable and not non-negotiable for you when it comes to any of your careers. What would be something that somebody would ask you and you'd be like, nah, that's not negotiable. We can't work that out.
Man, it's crazy. Like I especially building a jewelry company in these last few years, what people don't realize is I've given away, and not given away for nothing. I say giving away just as much jewelry as I have sold. So it's really a balance working, so it's not ever like I don't do work for free. It's got to be worth it where we both got to benefit. But something where I would just say no to, where it's like it changes my core principles. Like one thing, like I'm a firm worker. Like I work all day, every day. It's not nothing against that, but it's certain things that it's just not all I've learned. All money is not good money. So you dealing with people who just don't have that good energy, that good spirit. That little couple $100 or whatever amount of money they're trying to pay, it don't be worth it in the end. So it just comes down to like, I guess the one thing that would just sway me is doing business with people that I know personally. I see they're not good people, because that brings that's just bad energy around you.
Right.
Good energy around you. Yes, man.
Okay, now I want to move on to your jewelry business. Now, how did the jewelry business come about?
Buying too much jewelry when I was young, watching everybody else buy jewelry, and I'm like, man, I want to buy it. And then my friends would back door and be like, well, I'll buy that from you. I'll buy that from you. And I'm like, nah, it's mine. And then it kind of just like clicked on me. Like if I sold this and I could go maybe get a little more and then sell it. And that was right when I started Imperial Panache. And that was literally within like the first 2 months after I started my clothing line. So I was like, man, if I could just find somebody that'd give me a good deal on a whole bunch of jewelry at once, like I could be a jeweler. So shout out to my boy, Mr. Team Sauce. He my guy who does my clothes on my clothing brand and everything. He was my first guy. He'd just be like, bro, look, I give you $200-$300 for this watch. I pay like $40 for the watch. He just wanted it for the night. I'm like, oh no, I gotta be a jeweler. So I found somebody, to kind of help me get a couple things for the low, and he kind of explained a little bit to me, and then falling in with that, just YouTubing a lot, researching a lot, reading a lot, going to all the jewelers in Houston. Hey, what's this? Can I buy this? Can I get this for this price? And it just kind of grew, and it fell in love with it more and more and more.
Okay. What type of jewelry? Do you have female jewelry, men jewelry?
Yes, ma'am. Male and female, 10 karat all the way. I can get, basically any quality, anything. But I like to do specialize with 10 karat and 10 karat and 14 karat. We can do customs, wedding rings. I don't really deal with too many watches, but I can point people to the right direction with watches just because the high-end watches are really collectible, so I don't like to, it's not really much profit in that. So I just point people the correct way to go with those. But as far as custom jewelry, rings, grills, mouthpieces, anything like that, collectible stones, stuff like that, we got it and we getting it. Let's get it.
So you say you do engagement rings and wedding rings too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I might have to get at you. I'm gonna have to get at you on that one. So you do
Carry.
custom? You do like the
Yes,
custom,
ma'am.
like depending on what we looking for, the couples are looking for, you kind of
Yes, ma'am.
customize the ring. Okay,
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
okay.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
gonna get at you.
Okay, I got you. Yes, ma'am. We work out the Diamond District, so if you draw it, you bring it to me, and we can get the exact thing, exactly how you envision it, how you draw it. We can make it exactly like that.
Okay. Now, with all of your careers, which one is more challenging for you?
Uh, that's a good question. Which is more challenging? Definitely music. Out of all of them, just because it's really, you got to think big. People think music is you just drop a song and you promote it, post it 10 times on Instagram, you're gonna blow up and make a lot of money. Like
Yeah.
music is a web of like things. You gotta put this to make this to make this to make this. You
Mhm.
gotta have this for that, have this person for this. It's a big, with traditional, but like jewelry is just, and I'm like, I've learned a lot about jewelry, but what I specialize in jewelry with having my business is I hire. Like I said, I go find the best person who can set diamonds, the best person who can bring in diamonds, the best person who can
Mhm.
work with gold. They all work for the team. They have their own thing going on, but when I need somebody to do that, we all come together, we get a project done, and it's gonna come out 100% of the way every time. 5 years, no refunds. 5 years, no refunds. 5 years this
Yeah.
year, in the middle of the lockdown. April 1st is our 5-year anniversary for Imperial Panache.
Okay. Congratulations. Five, five, five. That's good. That's good.
Yes,
Speaking
ma'am.
of five, look, speaking of five, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Man, involved in definitely a lot more technology projects, but still doing music. That's my number one thing. All the business fuels the music. It's everything that we can keep everybody going for, but definitely still doing music. Absolutely taking care of the whole jury community, learning the jury game. I'm not saying nobody's better than anybody else in there, but everybody has their own little land in the jury game. So still just doing business, doing music, expanding, touching different projects, real estate for sure. Have a couple different little projects running in the jury, you know what I mean? But just still working, making everybody happy, trying to keep everybody taken care of.
Okay, now you say something about some real estate. You about to get into some real estate too?
Yeah, that's definitely the goal down the road. When we really get everything situated with the new jury establishments, I want to take the jury company public definitely in the next 2-3 years. And when we do that, definitely commercial real estate. Definitely commercial. Definitely,
Yeah,
commercial,
that's for big money.
Yes, ma'am. I want to. It's a lot. It starting with the jury though. Jury opens a lot of doors, and especially writing a book. Just tapping in with the right people. Always keeping my ears and eyes open to the ground. Everything. Being open minded to a lot. So definitely just trying to make sure everything is to the best of the highest quality of everything we have running. But definitely trying to touch new investments. Definitely trying to keep working forward.
Okay, now let's do a recap on everything that you got going on. So tell us everything that you got going on. 5 seconds. Now I'm just joking.
Oh, like 5 seconds. I don't know. Maybe 10.
Oh, no. I'm just joking. So just tell us everything that you got going on right now, currently.
Man, it's your boy Jordann Dwayne, and we just dropped The Ambition of a King Success Secrets on Barnes & Noble's, Amazon, Kindle, Nook, all of the major book outlets. We're about to drop a brand new EP coming out on all major distribution outlets, but we just dropped Godspeed, produced by Major League Beats. That's on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, everything and above. And then you can find us at Imperial Panache. You can type in Imperial Panache, IMPERIALPANACHE, Imperial Panache. On Google, it will bring you to imperialpanache.store. That's where we have all the jewelry selection that you can choose from. Everything you can think of, we can get it made. Anything you need, we got it going. We got accessories, we got clothing, we got Imperial Panache cigars. Anything you need, we got it. We're going to get it.
Okay, how can they reach you if they want to reach you personally? How can they reach you?
Oh man, everything on everything social media, Jordann Dwayne with 2 N's. It's Jordan with 2 N's Dwayne, DWAYNE.
All right.
Hey.
Now we're getting ready to go to our last and final segment. And this segment is called But Thank God. So basically, I'm going to read a sentence. and you have to fill in the blank. Okay. So here's a sentence. I was going to do blank, but thank God I'm a Christian. I was going to do blank, but thank God I'm a Christian.
Go down the wrong road.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. I can definitely see you speaking that to the youth, like really talking to them at some youth conferences about stuff like that, about going down the right road instead of going down the wrong road. Because a lot of times they one step for making a bad decision and their whole career is going down the drain. So that's
all it takes sometimes. Absolutely.
Just that one choice, bad decision.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, there you guys have it. Thank God you're a Christian. Thank you so much, Jordann, for being our special guest. We pray that God will continue to bless you in everything that you set your mind to do.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a blessing.
No problem. You have all of our support here at the Not So Christian to Me show.
Amazing. Thank y'all so much. You stay blessed.
Okay, now before you go, do you have any final thoughts or shout outs?
Man, well, shout out to y'all for having me. Shout out to the whole Imperial Panache, everybody who's rocking with us, supporting us, everybody that's grabbed a copy of the book. We trying to touch everybody, make everybody happy. Trying to inspire the 92% of the world that has not reached their dreams, because 92% of the world has not achieved their dreams. So believe bigger, have more faith, and let's get it.
I know, that's right. I would like to thank everyone who tuned in today. If you're interested in being a guest sponsor, or if you would like to submit your music, go to our Facebook page, The Not So Christian Me Show, or you can go to our Instagram page, The Not So Christian and Me Show. Until next time, remember that no matter what you're going through, God will see you through. Stay blessed up. Peace.
Take care.